Heidi Reynolds, Parkinson's. Diagnosis at 37. Age 42. Just. Medication. Alarms. Not a cure. A regimented daily alarm. Running my life 24 hours a day.
Oh, where's Mummy gone? Mummy cam. Mummy cam. I'm going to turn the camera around in a minute and you're going to see it's absolutely, utterly stunning here. I'm lucky enough to be on holiday in Andalusia, and now you're not going to be listening to a word I say, are you? You're going to be looking at that wonderful view. Parkinson's has lots of things it takes away from us, but I try to focus on the things that I still can do. And that can be really hard, and I've had a real taste of that at the moment. I've got a couple of herniated discs in my back. My bag's very light. It's why I'm on my own. My husband's had to go for a walk on his own because I can't go for a walk. I've also managed to tear the ligament in my knee, the MCL, which will mean something to some people. It's the ligament on the inside part of my knee, and all of those things have really scuppered my ability to do a lot of exercise. And Parkinson's absolutely hates exercise. And when I say that, I mean Parkinson's, the disease, hates exercise because it's the one thing that really helps. So it doesn't want us to be exercising. It wants us to be sat in a chair. It wants us to be doing nothing, because that's when it can really get hold of us. It can really make us feel rubbish. And if I had one message to any doctor, it would be saying, tell your patients to exercise. I've been scuppered here, I've got a chain behind me, so I'm going to go and have a seat down here. But tell them to exercise. Because I think people have this absolute fear of exercise. And even in the state that I find myself now, and you know, I've often said to people about adaptation, I'm a huge believer in adapting, and my goodness am I having to adapt at the moment, but it doesn't mean I can't do it. And I think this is what I've learned, and it's a lesson I learned when I lost all my weight back in 2008 when I started my journey and of my weight loss. So I've really had to think on my feet, excuse the pun, of what I can and can't do. Ask for help. If you're a patient watching this, ask for help. If you're a doctor who wants to try and help your patients, then don't just assume we know. Please don't talk in medical terms either. We don't understand, and not everybody is prepared to ask. They'll sit, they'll nod. They don't know. We don't know. We go away, we Google, we get scared, and we either tuck it away on a shelf very high up, somewhere where we hope we don't ever have to find it again, where unfortunately it will eventually fall off the shelf, or we find something more horrendous and more scary than if it was just explained to us in the first place. Knowledge is power, and of course our healthcare providers are going to have 10 times more knowledge than we could ever hope to have as patients. But one bit of knowledge they will never have over the knowledge that we have is knowledge over our own bodies. I know my own body, and I know when something's not right. I know when it's Parkinson's, I know when it's not, because I know how my body responds to certain things. So please listen. And if you're a patient, reiterate that. Tell your team. So we are very much part of that team. We are just as responsible for helping with our own healthcare. Make notes before you go to your appointment. Your doctors are on a very, very tight schedule. They've got a very short space of time to make a massive judgment to try and help you to get a better quality of life. And that's what it is. My consultant very aptly put that he wanted me to have a better quality of life in between hospital visits. And that, sadly, is really what we have to try and achieve. Because when you have something like Parkinson's, you're not trying to make the person better as such. You're trying to give them the best type of quality of life in between hospital visits, and that's actually a really good way to look at it. And you could think of it as negative, but it's not. It's actually a really good way to look at it. But it takes our doctors to understand and to allow us to become part of that circle of trust, and to not be fearful if we have some knowledge, but to actually embrace it and realise that what the patient is doing, what I am doing, what we are doing, is trying to help ourselves, trying to help ourselves to help you, our doctor, our healthcare provider, our physio, our OT, whoever you are, to give us the best quality of life we can. Because the bottom line is, when I wake up in the morning and I throw my duvet back, okay, slight exaggeration, when I wake up in the morning and I kind of eke the duvet back and creak and crack my way out of bed, probably more realistic, and I need to make sure that for not just me, but for all of the Parkinson's community that I represent, that they too have the best quality of life possible. Oh, we now have stray dog. This could be interesting. Let's not encourage stray dog. What do we do? This is random. I've never had this in a vlog before. Is stray dog going to walk past? Is stray dog going to come in on the vlog? Stray dog is walking past. Would you like to see stray dog? Stray dog. Stray dog walking past. I could be doing a talk on rabies soon. Who needs to be professional? Is that you can adapt. I have learned to adapt. And when people say to me, oh Heidi, I can't exercise. I can't do that. I can't lose weight. I can't do this. I can't do that. I can't leave the house. It's all right for you. Don't judge people. And that goes for people within the Parkinson's community. It goes for doctors. It goes for nurses. Oh, go away, Mr. Wasp. It goes for everybody. Everybody. and me included, don't judge. It comes back to the analogy of a duck or a swan. Let's take a swan. Powering along, looking so graceful, absolutely amazing. Head up high, and you look at it and you think, wow, how awesome do you look? And you look under the surface and its feet are going like the clappers. Not particularly attractive, big black flappy things, absolutely flapping like mad. Nothing attractive about that at all. You can't see that. From the top, you see a lake like that, with a beautiful white bird on it, gliding along. That is hidden symptoms. That is a patient like me. Who walks in, who looks to the outside world healthy, who looks, that word that nobody likes, normal. Because what is normal? And so I get to hear those ultimate words. You don't look like you've got Parkinson's. Why don't I? Why don't I look like I have Parkinson's?
Kath, as I know her. Me and Kath have become the best of friends. Without her, I end up with infections because my bladder can no longer empty itself. It no longer has the strength to do that. But again, I look so well. You can't see that, but I'm there.
But you're right. I don't look like I have Parkinson's. So I guess what I'm saying is, as a healthcare provider, you need to allow us in. You need to understand we know our own bodies, and we'll work so much better as a team if you allow us to do that. And together, Parkinson's will not stand a chance, because together we make an incredibly powerful team. I founded Start Living Today PD exactly on that premise, because I believe in the three words that are at the core of everything we do, which is positive, motivated and happy. I want them to feel more connected. I want them to enjoy life. I want them to aspire. I want them to believe in themselves. If they need to adapt, that's fine. And then I want them to achieve whatever goal it is they set themselves. And that can be something small, it can be something big, it doesn't matter. It's about personal goals. And you, again, our healthcare providers, can help us do that. You, the patients out there, us, the people living with Parkinson's, you, the people who live with us, can help us do that. Don't overprotect us. We're still people. We're still Bob, we're still Claire, we're still Lisa, we're still Frank. I'm still Heidi. I'm not Heidi with Parkinson's. I'm just Heidi, who happens to have Parkinson's. And I can still achieve so much, and so can everybody else. My disease, and it is a disease, will progress, has progressed. And there will be people out there at very different stages that can do very different things. But it doesn't mean that you can't do something. And your wins will become different, but no less accomplished. If you got out of bed this morning and your dystonia was hurting, you felt rubbish, and you wanted to stay in bed so much, but you got out of bed, you made your breakfast, you got dressed, you achieved so much. So look at each thing, look at it with a win. If you set out to achieve something, you don't quite get there, then look at what you did achieve on that journey to get there. Never think of yourself as failing something. We have a lot to contend with on a daily basis. There's no point living in a world of failures and negatives. Because otherwise, why get out of bed in the morning? Positive, motivated, happy. Together, as a team, we'll get there. It's not about waiting for the storm to pass. It's about learning to dance in the rain. I'm Heidi Reynolds, the founder of Start Living Today PD, a community network for people living with Parkinson's, now followed across the world by over 7,000 people. So I'm definitely not alone in wanting to live out those 3 words, positive, motivated and happy. So work with us. Join us. We are a team. You, the healthcare providers, you, the patient, me, the patient, us. Together, together, together to get there. Thank you so much for listening.
It's just turning the no's into yeses, it's turning the negatives into positives. It's taking the bad days and saying, how do I turn this around? How do I wake up tomorrow morning and make that just that little bit better? And that's what it's about, because PD will throw these low ballers at us. But link arms, there is that view at the top. So I see this as a climb up that mountain, and I'm not going up that mountain on my own. Yes, there's going to be gravelly paths. Yes, we're going to trip and fall occasionally, but we're going to damn well patch each other up. We're going to hold on to each other, and we're going to go up that path together. Our army's growing stronger every day. No one deserves to live their life feeling down. No one deserves to feel their life shut away behind closed doors. We have Parkinson's. We don't have some contagious disease. You are just you. You live your life how you want to live it. Don't compare yourself to anyone else. Don't compare yourself to yesterday. Compare you to you. Live your life for you. And that's all you can do. I know it's hard at times, but look in the mirror and look at what you see. And you know what? You're going to see an amazing person that got out of bed today, that got showered, got dressed, and got out and got and faced the world.